JBN, we keep you informed. I am Michelle Jones, and in the news, search called off for missing Jamaicans and Asians. The Royal Bahamas Defense Force, RBDF, has called off the search for boaters who went missing during an incident last weekend. After some 4 days of canvassing an expansive area of waters around Chub Key and the Berry Islands, and based on wind and tide models, we have suspended search and rescue operations for the 5 persons reported missing at sea last weekend, said Commander William Stirrup, the search and rescue coordinator with the RBDF. According to Stirrup, there were no signs of life or wreckage found during the overflights or vessel patrols in that area. He added that the RBDF is grateful to its interagency partners and the United States Coast Guard for its support in the search. The missing boaters were passengers aboard a 27-foot vessel that capsized on September 12 in waters. The 12 migrants, said to be a mix of Jamaicans and Asians, were subsequently rescued, and the search efforts were conducted to find the remaining persons without success. Motorists caught in shootout at intersection of Waterloo and Hope Road. Motorists at the busy intersection of Waterloo Road and Hope Road in St. Andrew were on Wednesday evening caught in a shooting involving men traveling on a motorcycle. The incident took place shortly after 6 o'clock while traffic was at a standstill. A motorist who witnessed the shooting said that she was in the vicinity of Devon House, heading up Hope Road, when she saw 2 men traveling on a motorcycle in the wrong direction. The woman, who did not want to be named, said the men opened gunfire on a motorcyclist who fell. She said the motorcyclist ran and was chased and shot at several times by the 2 men. The woman said pedestrians had to flee as more shots were fired. It could not be ascertained if anyone was injured. The intersection at Waterloo Road and Hope Road was later cordoned off as the police carried out an investigation. Trelawney man on shooting and firearm charges. A man is to face the court to answer charges of shooting with intent and illegal possession of firearm after a shot at a farmer during an argument in Trelawney on Wednesday. He has been identified as 26-year-old O'Dane Gale of Warsop in the parish. According to the police, about 7:45 a.m., the complainant was on his way to his farm when he had an argument with Gale. During the incident, Gale allegedly pulled a gun and fired in the direction of the complainant. However, he was not injured. The police said the firearm fell from Gale and was retrieved by the complainant, who then escaped. The police were summoned and the firearm was subsequently handed over to them. An investigation was launched and Gale was arrested and charged. His court date is being finalized. Man charged for clearing house of washer, fridge and other items. The police have arrested and charged a man in connection with a housebreaking incident that occurred in Whitehall, Negril in March. According to the police, 43-year-old Carl White has been charged with housebreaking and larceny. The police said the complainant securely locked up his house and left to visit family members, and on his return he discovered that his house was broken into and that several items, including a refrigerator, washer and couch, were missing. During a police operation in Negril, the washing machine was recovered. White was identified as a suspect and was later arrested and charged. Homemade firearm seized, 18-year-old arrested during curfew hours. An 18-year-old man was apprehended and a homemade firearm seized along Spanish Town Road in Kingston during an early morning police operation on Friday, September 18. Reports are that about 2:50 a.m., a police team was patrolling a section of Spanish Town Road close to the entrance of the Coronation Market when the cops saw a man standing on the side of the road with his back turned to the approaching officers. The man was apprehended and questioned by the police as to why he was on the road during curfew hours. He was later searched and a homemade firearm found in his waistband, according to the police. The man was taken into custody and is to be charged, the police said. Car thieves hospitalized after crashing stolen vehicle. 2 men who allegedly stole a car in Runaway Bay, St. Anne on Friday morning have been hospitalized after the vehicle crashed while they were trying to escape from the police. About 6 o'clock, the police were informed that the vehicle was stolen. They later spotted the car and there was a chase. The vehicle hit an embankment and overturned. It was reported that there was a collision with another car. The occupants of both vehicles were taken to hospital. Search on for suspects who engaged attorney in shootout on Washington Boulevard. Investigators are searching for 2 suspects who engaged an attorney in a shootout on Washington Boulevard in St. Andrew on Tuesday evening. It was reported that the 27-year-old attorney was driving his motorcycle when he stopped and sought shelter under a bus stop during heavy rain. He was approached by 2 armed men who demanded money. The attorney reportedly complied and threw a bag he was carrying in the direction of the hoodlums. He then pulled his licensed firearm and there was a shootout with the 2 men. The gunmen escaped. The attorney was not harmed. 2 men sentenced for 2008 murder of cop. 2 men have been sent to prison for the 2008 killing of police constable Andre Chong. Ras-Amin Brown and Daniel Powell were sentenced on Tuesday to 8 years and 5 months imprisonment at hard labor for illegal possession of a firearm, 15 years at hard labor for making use of a firearm to commit a felony, 10 years and 5 months for robbery with aggravation, and 13 years and 5 months for manslaughter. The sentences are to run concurrently. Powell and Brown were found guilty by a 7-member jury on January 20. Constable Chong, who was 22 years old, was killed on his way home. He boarded a car which both men rented and were operating as a taxi. After the men realized that Chong was a cop, they robbed him of his service pistol and computer tablet. The policeman was then beaten and shot to death. His body was discovered the following morning on Tavistock Terrace in St. Andrew. An over-Eastern weeps for Duncan. News of the death of political stalwart Dr. Donald K. Duncan gripped an over-Eastern yesterday as former constituents reacted with shock at the passing of a man they affectionately called DK. Grief enveloped the People's National Party's PNP constituency office in Hopewell as soon as the news broke yesterday, with dozens of persons dropping by to pay tribute, some weeping over the loss of the political icon. Supporters of both the PNP and the Jamaica Labour Party could be seen gathered at the location, sharing memories of the man who represented them in Parliament from 2007 to 2016. Former Hopewell Councillor Derek Foster described Duncan as a father, brother and mentor. I met DK in 2007 and one day told me that he saw me as a person who could be a future political leader. He then took me under his wings and taught me the ropes of being a political representative and also taught me the entire electoral procedures, Foster said. Never in my lifetime have I ever seen such a politician. DK knows every inch of the constituency and could practically tell all the PNP supporters who were on the voters list in the constituency. Everybody loved him, and when I got news of his passing, I was so shocked that I was unable to speak for hours. I don't think Eastern and Nova, and more so Jamaica, will ever see another individual like Dr. Duncan. Sharon James Taylor, the current PNP caretaker for the Hopewell division, said she was also moved by Duncan. DK was a person who inspired my political career. He was the one who motivated me each and every way in becoming a political representative, James Taylor said. It is very hard running in a division which is mostly won by the Jamaica Labour Party, and so many times I was ready to give up. But DK was always there to cheer me up, inspire me with talk about other successful politicians, and encourage me to go on. Labeling him as the most understanding politician she has worked with, James Taylor said that Duncan's passing has left a void in her heart. The 5-star general gone, with teacher gone, we now go see another man like this, one man added. 100 farmers to benefit from $3.6 million project. The Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries says some 100 farmers from 5 parishes across the island will benefit from the distribution of 70,000 vegetable seedlings and fruit trees under the second phase of the Agri Resilience Response to COVID project. The ministry said the project, which is being implemented by the Jamaica Agricultural Society, JAS, and funded by United Way of Jamaica, is valued at $3.6 million. Farmers from Kingston, St. Andrew, Clarendon, St. Anne, and Portland will be able to benefit. According to the ministry, under the project, the farmers will receive hot pepper, sweet pepper, tomato, cucumbers, and carrot seedlings. Fruit trees being distributed will include lime, mango, and avocado. The farmers will receive a cash grant of $30,000 each and will also receive technical support and other inputs, such as fertilizers, to assist with land preparation. The ministry said that last month, under the first phase of the project, 20 farmers in the parish of St. Catherine received seedlings and fruit trees valued at $600,000. Addressing the virtual launch of the project, First Vice President of the JAS, Denton Alvarenga, emphasized the lessons learned from the COVID-19 pandemic. It has taught us about the need to diversify our markets and our crops, to increase our capacity for crop storage, and the need for processing and adding value to our crops, he said. Alvarenga said that the JAS was pleased to be partnering with United Way of Jamaica and expressed gratitude to them for bringing assistance to the 100 farmers. He also hailed the relationship between the two entities, which have collaborated over the years in times of disaster, from as far back as Hurricane Ivan in 2004. Chief Executive Officer of United Way of Jamaica, Winsome Wilkins, said it was a privilege to be partnering with farmers to ensure food security for all. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.